Hey everyone, how's it going? We are back with the old SuperCoach again. Round 24 has finished. It's come and gone. That's another season that's in the books. And yeah, we went up about 1,000 spots. We cracked the top 10K overall for the season. We used our final trade last week. So yeah, 2,570, top 5% for the round, top 5% for the season. So I guess it is what it is, you know? I guess it is what it is. Just shy of 14 million value for the team. So it's been an interesting year. A year where I've definitely learnt a lot from Supercoach, even though I haven't been paying as much attention to it as I have in previous years, that's for sure, especially since about round eight. I have barely watched any football. But, to still come top 10K is okay. But again, I do also run a Supercoach channel, so I guess I have been paying. I mean, I've been paying attention to like the scores, like what people are scoring, but like actual games, yeah, probably not enough. Not enough for a Supercoach YouTuber, that's for sure. So, anyway, Jack Sinclair 136, good. Holmes 129, good. Lockie Whitfield 176, really good. He popped off in that last like 15 minutes of that game, really good. Rosie 124, really good. Clark 88, bit of a down game for him. Sorko the same. Farah 57 off the bench, not too bad. Bond 144, again, this is just an average game for him. He's just, so good. Dacos 91 is not that good. Dawson 105 is all right. Shizel 98 is okay. Butters 191, absolutely popped off. Again, didn't see the game, but yeah, incredible score. Liberatore 66, not good. Hewitt 123 is good. And Brayshaw just the 80. But in a win, so good for them. Gorn 137, good. Marshall 122, good. And then Bailey Smith 129 is good. Myers 76 is not that good. Cameron 129. I did vice captain him and I did end up taking that score. He was on about, I think he was on like 76 with like 10 minutes left to go in the second quarter. And I was like, we are on here. He's going to pop off like a 170, 180, but just slowed down, really slowed down. How many goals did he end up kicking in this game? I'm not actually sure. Let me check. We got fantasy stats. Goals. He kicked 4 goals, 4 behinds. So he's pretty inaccurate. But no, 129, it's not too bad. Just shy of 130. Darcy, not good. Daniel, not good. McRae, not good. But I think McRae didn't spend long on the ground. Apparently he got subbed off or something. 29 minutes, and he had 2.1 minutes or points per minute. That's, a crazy conversion rate, number one. But 29 minutes, I don't know if he got injured or not, but it is what it is. Harvey, 29, not that good. And Tom McCarthy, 83, is all right as well from him. He already made it up to 413K. He actually lost money this week. His top price for the season was last week, 421. So, in the average of 93, he's going to be priced at about probably 450, 460K next year, you would think, something like that. He's going to be priced really high, which is, yeah. I mean, he's got a pretty good role, off the half back, but I mean, also you need the skills to do it, and he does have that. So, yes. And then what we should go through is just like overall strategy for the season. What worked, what didn't. I think probably what's good for that is if we just refer to history. So, as you can see, well, zero trades in round one, but everyone has that because, you have unlimited trades up until round one. So that doesn't count. But basically, after this, my main strategy going into this year was be conservative with trades because you need trades at the back end of the season. And that was very true. That was very true. But I think what I realized this year in comparison to other years, because more so other years I've been aggressive at the start of the season, is, people do play really aggressive, and so they do get a big leg up on you. And so it is kind of hard to claw back that ground, if you're not being aggressive whatsoever. And so you just need to be strategic. I think like what I did here was I tried to play conservative in the first few rounds. Like I used that one boost after round or heading into round three. But other than that, I didn't boost again until round eight, when I was really trying to upgrade my team. And even though I tried to play conservative, you can still see I used a lot of trades at the start of the season. Like I used 5 out of the 6 possible trades in the first 2 weeks. Like it wasn't that conservative. Like next year, what I'd aim for is to probably use about maybe 2 trades in those first 3 weeks, and then, save those other four trades, which, most people are going to be using six trades in those first 2 weeks, and then can use them down the line later on in the season. Because, like, say right now, like, what would have been good? Like, number one, I never had a 23rd premium. Like, I've been using Tom McCarthy as my 23rd, which, I mean, we were lucky to have him because he's still been playing well. He's been, pretty much, sorry, pretty much good enough to the point where he is, a nearly 23rd premium, but he's still not. He still does have a few down games, has only turned up 3 times for the year. But again, he's, playing in his first season and everything. My voice feels gone already. And I've got a lot of speaking to do today as well for stuff that I've got on. So that's not good. But anyway, we'll keep going. So it's only about 10 o'clock as well. So yeah. Anyway, what else do we have here? So yeah, so I was trying to play more conservative. And what really hurt me was if you're gonna play conservative, you've got to start a more guns and rookies structure compared to I went a lot more mid-price madness. Like if we go through my trade history. So like I started, who was it? Matt Flynn, like a lot of people did, but it was just really risky, starting a ruck when you knew Bailey Williams was right there knocking on the door. Hugo Garcia, again, really risky when, again, unproven second year player. You had James Peatling going to his other club, he'd been sub so many times last year. Perryman as well, just going to a new club and everything. 400k is not cheap. In, a speculative role, was he going to be defense mid? Who knew? And then Will Day as well. Not too bad, but just a really bad injury history. So I should have stayed clear. Those were probably the main five ones, which I just shouldn't have started any of them. Like Will Day fooled a lot of people with that like 150 he had in preseason. And I mean James Peatling, I think wasn't too bad just because it's like you thought James Peatling would be better. And if we do go to the rest of the season, like if we search up Peatling, I think he still did like he pretty much did what I thought he would do. It's just that he didn't do it at the start of the season. Like he ended up with an 82 average, but after the first 2 rounds, he was averaging 57. So you can probably see why I was just a bit disappointed. And I was like, oh, maybe I should just trade him. But I mean, if I held him, even after this 93, I probably would have seen it was better than 126 against Gold Coast. If I just held him for a few more weeks, round up until round 10, round 11, he had a 91 average. That came down back to 82 with a 27-35. Maybe he got subbed off in these games or something. I don't know. But yeah, interesting. Like, I mean, yeah, he got up to a 91 average. If you held him to his bye, or he looks like he missed some games around here, but an 88, say, maybe got an injury or something, it probably was worth it. So you got to hold these guys. I think Peatling was a fine start, but the other guys were all too speculative. You know, they maybe not speculative in terms of scoring, but more in terms of injury history. So Day, Perryman, Flynn, Garcia shouldn't have started any of them. Should have been four trades saved, and Peatling I should have just kept. I shouldn't have traded him because he was like pretty cheap, like being priced at 350, that's like really cheap. So for someone that you thought could do 85, 90 like he did. So yeah, that's another lesson. Just play more conservative. Probably gonna go more guns and rookies next year, I think. No point really going mid-price madness because you just don't know who's going to do well, and you can get them in after the first 2 rounds anyway. The couple that are, if I do just use two trades, even if I do three trades, heading into round three, I just use three trades, I boost that week, and that's okay. You're still three trades up on the rest of the comp, most of the comp at least, if you don't do any other trades for the week two. So yes, that's that. And then yeah, really just once, round six, round seven hits, just pretty much boost every week. Really, it seems like cash cows don't start to get up into like a good price until about round six, round seven. Or really like round eight, to be honest, is when a lot of cash cows start getting plump enough. Because like round five, round six, if you've got cash cows that are already at like 200, 300, 250, 300k, they're probably ones that you're going to want to keep for longer because they'll probably get up to 400k. So you're not really inclined to trade them anyway. Like say a Levi Ashcroft this year or something like that. But, if we look through my trades, like people I boosted out, like Trainer after round seven, 264. I think I did want to keep him for a bit longer, but it was just like you had to. Davidson after round six was a fine trade. Hall 239. I mean, Max Hall ended up popping off this year just randomly. Just absolutely went ballistic at the end of the year, up to 419K now. I think he got an even higher. Yeah, 467K. I mean, his average didn't go a lot higher. I mean, went up to 75, which is pretty decent. And yeah, 120, 144, 102 in the back end of the year. So yeah, it went really well. But obviously, no one was really keeping him till then anyway. So it didn't really matter. But yes, that is that. And then, yeah, I think just the lesson is because we are around round five, round six, we're gonna have not enough rookies who we're gonna want to trade. You've got to have a boost ready. You got to be prepared to boost around this period, round five, round six, before people start upgrading a lot. And so you can get in a few more premiums. And you can probably try to be full premium. Like I was probably full premium around, if we look at it, when is this? May. Who even is May? Arch May. Okay. Completely forgot about that. I think around round, no, it wasn't round 20. It was like round 16, I think. That was when I finally went full premium. I guess at least 22 premiums, because again, I never got a 23rd. So, yeah, like that's not too bad, but you probably could get it down to like round, honestly, like round 13 if you just strategize better with the trades. And you don't have to, do all of these, flicking people out, like if they just had two bad games at the start of the year. Like peeling should have been a definite hold and everything like that. So again, it's just contextual because it's like when so many people are trading them out, it's easy to do it as well. But you've just got to remember like that's going to come back at the end of the season to bite them because they're not going to have enough trades to, flick out people who get injured. Like I'm assuming probably a decent number of people did have to hold Isaac Rankin this week who wasn't playing, maybe Nick Martin towards the end of the year, maybe Brody Grundy through his concussion week. He missed the week prior. So like there would have been a lot of them, and you didn't want to be in that boat. Like if we just go through some of the top players, say what they just scored in round 24. Or actually, if we just go through average, and then we'll see like who didn't play. Most of the guys actually played. Like Lockie Neal, maybe some people would have had to keep him even though he didn't play. Jai Caldwell, potentially, although he got injured quite a decent bit ago. But yeah, and Chera, potentially, some people may have had to hold him. So yeah, you don't want to be in that position. You want to have enough trades. And I think I did manage the amount of trades I had, well, like the actual amount, but the way I used them should have been different. So yeah, like I said, save a few more trades here. Just use them a couple weeks later to upgrade. Don't try to go as mid-price madnessy. Those are probably my biggest lessons. And again, what's always going to help is watching games, actually seeing the people in front of you. But like I said, I just don't do that as much anymore. Time just gets away from you. You've got other interests in life and everything like that. So it just gets difficult. But again, you can never take 2020 away from me. It's always going to be here when I came 56th overall. So, I've got a top 100 finish under my belt. And I think, I'm pretty happy with where I sit with Supercoach overall. I guess this just gets into a bit more of a nebulous part of the video, but like I've come top 100 before, so I'm kind of just like I've got what I wanted out of the game. A top 100 finish is like pretty good out of a comp that, pretty much has around 200,000 people every year. You're pretty fine with that. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm not, you know, really searching to become like I would love another top 100 finish. Like, don't get me wrong, of course, but like realistically, it doesn't keep me up at night. Like I'm not worrying about it too much or anything like that. So yeah, it doesn't really bother me, I would say. It doesn't really bother me if I do bad like I did this year, coming just inside the top 10K. Last year, last year I did get up to around 200-ish at points during the year. 227 was my highest rank. But again, I went a lot more aggressive last year, so it makes sense why I was. Then just, yeah, went out to outside the top 1K in the end of the round. 2023, I didn't play in 2023. I just made a starting team. And then as you can see with the trades, I didn't trade at all. I didn't play in 2023. 2022, I did play, came 22,000-ish. 2021, so this was the year after I came 56th, came about, yeah, just outside the top 1K. Was inside the top 1K for parts of the season. But again, all you need is one season to, solidify your credibility and everything in the game. And like I said, I'm comfortable where that sits right now. Top 100 finish, not too many people can say that, only 100 people per year in Supercoach. So yeah, it's good with me. It's good with me. Anyways, though, that's pretty much all I had to say for this video. If I've got any other lasting thoughts, I'll try to remember them right now. But otherwise, I don't. I've got a pretty busy week on, just a lot of stuff. I mean, I've just been busy the last, you know, few months, as we all are. It's not like it's just me. Everyone is. So, yeah, you just got to make the time for the things that are important to you. If it is important, you will make time for it. And I guess, watching AFL games to me just hasn't been that important, which is why I haven't been doing it really. Like for example, say this game, I watched none of this Essendon Carlton game, I watched none of this Collingwood Melbourne game, I watched none of this Port Adelaide Gold Coast game, I watched none of this North Melbourne Adelaide game, I watched none of this Richmond Geelong game, I watched none of this West Coast Sydney game. Actually, well, I was at a dinner on that Saturday night and that was on the background, so I watched bits and pieces, but like not really intently. But I guess I did watch a little bit. GWS St Kilda. I think I watched the last like 2 or 3 minutes of this game because I saw the scores. I did see the scores. Sometimes like I do check the Supercoach scores during the game, but like I'm not watching the game. I'll just check the scores a bit. And I did see this was close, so I tuned in for the last like 2 minutes. I saw there's like two Toby Green marks, which were good. This Western Bulldogs Fremantle game, I did want to watch some of this game, but I had something on, so I couldn't. I had this event on for my university, this ball thing, so we're at that. Anyway, didn't watch that game and also didn't get to watch that Brisbane Hawthorn game because of that ball. So anyway, yeah, barely watched any football this week. Probably watched a combined like maybe 30 minutes, given I watched again in the background this West Coast Sydney game. So yeah, it is what it is. Happens and yeah, like I said, no one can take the 56th overall away from me. I'm gonna hang that, you just basically, yeah, just when I put my head on the pillow every night, just know, I came 56th overall. I can rest on that. People say don't rest on your laurels, but I am resting on that laurel. So yes. Anyway, thank you guys all so much for watching, whether it be just this video or the whole season or across multiple years. Thank you guys all so much for yeah, keeping engaged and everything like that. Hope you guys all did well this season, got what you wanted out of the game, and have a very enjoyable time off, very enjoyable holidays, and we'll all have a big preseason next year. We'll all get stuck back into it and do our best there as well. So thank you guys all so much for watching. Have the best day, and I will see you in the next video.